Well, hey guys, you're probably just seeing a picture of me at the moment because for some reason my camera is not being activated, which is very strange. But I'm gonna see if we can get through this today, just like how we're doing now. Hopefully, my camera will kick in at some point. But guys, I'm really excited about what you guys are gonna see tonight. You're gonna hear information literally that has changed many people's lives. It changed my life over 8 years ago now. And so we're going to be sharing information with you about a company literally that is at the cutting edge in their field in regards to research, but also more importantly, you're going to hear how it's changing people's lives. So I'm going to go fairly quickly into the screen share because I'm very aware of the time that I have with you guys tonight. So I'm going to go into the screen share and we're going to get started with this presentation. Okay, guys. Hopefully you can see the presentation. Um, and so we are talking about a company called Relive. Relive is a food science company that has literally been changing people's lives for the last, oh gosh, for the last 26 years. I'm going to get really quick started into this. Basically, many people nowadays are asking themselves questions. Questions like how can I enjoy optimal health, or how can I be their own boss, or how can I make a difference in the world? There are many people that are struggling in many areas of their life at the moment. And we believe that we do have an answer for what people are looking for, because people nowadays are looking at ways of creating stronger financial futures for themselves, not just dependent on a 9 to 5, not just dependent on a company that is going to tell them how much they're worth or how many holidays they can have or how many sick days they can have, but they're looking for a way to get more freedom out of their life. And companies like ours that are empowering people to help other people in two areas which they struggle with the most are really advancing in a very fast way. Many people want to make a difference in the world, secure their family's futures, or live the lifestyle of their dreams. You may be able to relate to one or more of these questions, but we believe that we do have an answer. We do have a very strong answer for what people are looking for: better health and better finances. Obviously, Relive as a company, we were founded over, oh gosh, it was based on a food formula that was developed by this gentleman here with the white hair. His name is Dr. Theodore Kalogris. He was a world-renowned food scientist. He was the longest-serving member of the World Health Organization, longest-funded scientist of the World Council of Nutrition. He was a hematologist who studied the human cell in order to understand what the human body needed to recreate healthy cells. And he went away to develop a balance of food for himself because he was in a wheelchair that the doctor said he would not be able to come out of. Now, his journey took him over 10 years. It took him over 850 separate trial formulations of different balances of food before he was able to come up with a balance that when he did take it himself, over a period of time, his body was actually empowered enough to the extent that he was able to leave the wheelchair. You see, this is the foundation of our company, and this is how the company got put together all those years ago. He was also very much a humanitarian, and in his honor there is a charitable arm of the company called the Kalogris Foundation, and every single day we are feeding over 40,000 children in over 270 feeding centers spanning over 9 countries. It's a massive part of what we do. To date, we've given over $35 million plus worth of products into these feeding centers. And unlike many charities out there, 97% of the donations go into those feeding centers. So the 3% is just to the administration and so forth. But this is a very powerful part of what we do. And Relive's motto, or Relive's mission statement, is to nourish our world. And we believe we're doing that one person at a time. But the company started very strong. It's built on very strong foundations. It began with a product. The product was having an impact on people way before Relive was ever established as a company. Now, the couple you see in the corner are Bob and Sandy Montgomery. They are the CEOs of the company. Now, how they got introduced to Dr. Theodore was their father died of cancer, mother-in-law died of heart disease. And when those two events happened, him and his wife saw a link between poor health and poor nutrition, and also good health and good nutrition. And they went on a more holistic way of living outside of synthetic medicine to see if they could live a more healthy lifestyle. They heard about Dr. Theodore, went to one of the health seminars where he was talking at, heard about the product that he created, decided to get on it themselves. They were on the product for about 5 years, getting excellent results, giving it to all their children. But within that time, Bob Montgomery was actually diagnosed with having a brain tumor. It was benign. It wasn't cancerous. It was benign, but it had got to the stage where it needed to be removed. Now, the doctor said it was going to be a long, drawn-out process after the operation, but when he did have the operation, he recovered fairly quickly. And he attributed his fast recovery to the fact that over the last 5 years, his body had been prepared using Dr. Theodore's formula. So he got very excited about it. He approached Dr. Theodore, asked him if he would allow him to build a company around his product. So they decided on a distribution model to use, and that's how Relive as a company was founded in 1988. So Robert Montgomery led the company through the first 25 years, and then he handed the presidency over to Ryan Montgomery, his son, who you can see in the picture below him. Ryan is very much like his father in regards to ethics and qualities and so forth, and he's taken the company straight through to the next 25. So the new generation has taken over. What that tells us is we have longevity. This company is not going anywhere. This is a generational company that will continue to move forward. And both of those guys believe in the motto that if you can help enough people get what they want in life, then you will get what you want in life. And that is really the thing that caused him to create the company and distribute and use the distribution model that he used, because he wanted people, if they chose to be able not just to have good health, but also a vehicle to help increase their finances as well. So let's meet Bob.
Learn more about Relive. When my wife Sandy and I first met Dr. Theodore Kalogris, we were not looking to start a business. But after we experienced such remarkable health results with the nutritional formula that Dr. Ted had created, we knew that we had to share this discovery with the rest of the world. We sat down at our kitchen table and began to design the company that would later become Relive. Our goal was to create the perfect company, dedicated to the highest standards of product quality, business ethics, and personal integrity. And those standards have not changed over the 2 decades now in business. In fact, they've become the driving force of our success. Relive is now a global company helping thousands of people every day to achieve better health and personal freedom. And through the Relive Kalogris Foundation, we're providing essential nutrition to over 40,000 underprivileged children every day in countries throughout the world. By viewing this presentation, you've taken an exciting first step. I encourage you to continue to learn more about Relive. And the more you learn, the more you'll discover what it is that makes our products, our business, and our people so special.
So there you have it, guys. That's Bob. Now, just to show his commitment to the distribution model that he used, we are a member of what is known as the Direct Selling Association. The Direct Selling Association is an external governing body that monitors companies that use our form of distribution to make sure they're operating ethically and to a code of conduct. We are also part of the Council for Responsible Nutrition, again, an industry watchdog, making sure that standards are being met and qualities are being adhered to. We own our own manufacturing facilities, our own research and development. We don't outsource to any third-party company to put our product together. All of our processes we own, from the raw materials coming in to how they're quarantined straight into the can. We own those processes. We can give 100% quality assurance on every can that goes out the door. We're an international opportunity. We're in 16 countries now on a global expansion. And we are, it says here, over 25 years of success. We are going to be 27 years this summer. And so we're not a new startup trying to work this thing out. We have a track record of success, and the research and development is second to none. Here's some of the accreditations at the bottom. Like I said, member of the DSA. We're part of the clone list, which is a list that products have to get on if you want to supply them to athletes and Olympians and so forth. So there's no banned substances in there and anything like that. We're on the NASDAQ, we're on the stock market. So there's a lot of, we also have an accreditation called the TGA accreditation, which is basically one of the hardest food science accreditations you can get. It's an Australian food science accreditation. We've held it since 1995, and we get audited every 3 years. And so, guys, all the standards are in place right now. The company is very, very solid. So why the need for supplementation? Well, there's a lot of people out there with different opinions. We are facing a health crisis. There's no doubt about that. And there are epidemic rates of devastating, often preventable diseases out there caused by poor nutrition. But there are two schools of thought. There are people that think that they don't need to supplement because they can get everything that they need from their food. And then there's the other people that think that they do need to supplement, but they think all supplements are the same. Well, for the first people that say that you can get everything from your food, my first question to you is, really, who actually told you that? Because our food today nutritionally is nowhere near the same as it was, say, 30 years ago because of all the farming practices and all the pesticides and the genetically modified and all the stuff that has gone into our food chain. We've completely lost control over our food. We do not control how our food is grown. And all of these different processes that our food goes through, unfortunately, breaks down the nutritional quality of the food. And then you buy the food and take it home, and then you cook the food if it's vegetables and so forth, and you're breaking the nutrition down even more. So by the time it gets into your body, there's a fraction of the nutrition that it needs. Doesn't change the fact that our body still needs a level of nutrition in order to function properly, and that's why it says here 75% of us are falling short of nutritional requirements. Even the European Medical Association recommends a balanced daily supplement for good health. We have an epidemic of sickness that is happening. 80% of cancers are dietary related. How many of us know somebody that's gone through cancer? Heart disease, the #1 killer in the UK. There's such a link between diabetes and obesity that they've had to create a new word called diobesity. Guys, this is not something we can brush over and forget about and be like an ostrich and stick our heads in the sand. Because unfortunately, when you do that, you look up, the danger's still there. So we need to take control over our own health, because if we don't, who will? So what is the real difference? Well, it says here bioavailability, synergism, optimum nutrient levels. These are all big words. Or what it means, bioavailability, is just the way that your body can readily absorb something. So again, our products come in a powdered form where it gets absorbed into the body fairly quickly, 98% absorption within the first 20 minutes. And so that's massive. You see, if you cannot absorb the food that you're eating, it doesn't matter how good the quality is, your body's not going to be able to utilize it. That's why there's a phrase that says you are what you eat, but there's a more accurate phrase which is you are what you absorb. We're also talking about synergism. Synergism is how the product is put together, the balance. So there's a reason why it took a world-renowned food scientist over 10 years and over 850 separate trial formulations of different balances of food before he was able to come up with the balance that was in that product. So if it took him that long, what kind of chance have we got going into Holland and Barrett or the local nutritional store trying to guess the levels that we need? It's not going to happen. Yeah. So the synergism is so important. That's why our products are patented. Optimum nutrient levels. We're not dealing with recommended daily allowances. These levels were set years ago to combat the likes of scurvy and rickets and all these kind of conditions. But today, our bodies are dealing with a lot more than they used to have to deal with. And so we're dealing with optimum nutrient levels. And what is recommended for you may not necessarily be recommended for me because we're different. But when you deal with optimum nutrient levels, your body takes what it needs and gets rid of the rest. And all of our ingredients are guaranteed quality. Our suppliers have to provide us with a certificate of analysis that states that what they're giving us has no genetically modified ingredients, all natural stuff, all good stuff. And then it comes into our facilities and it goes into a separate quarantine where they're checked by our own scientists to verify what is on that certificate of analysis. So even though we are a food science company, we operate at near pharmaceutical conditions. This gentleman here heads up the research and development now. He's our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Carl Hastings. He's a world-renowned food scientist in his own right. Just to put it into perspective, the Council for Responsible Nutrition asked him if he would sit on the board of directors based on his experience and how well respected he is in the industry. But also, out of the 5,000 chief scientific officers in the US, he was voted in the top 10. He also has multiple US patents to his name. Again, to put that into perspective, the US government have given out about 15 or so patents on food formulas. After those patents, really as a company, we own 9 of them, and 8 of them are down to Dr. Carl. So again, that's to show you where he sits within the industry. We are so confident in our product that even though our products last for 30 days, there is a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee on an empty can. So even if somebody doesn't like it for whatever reason, on the day 30, they can still get their money back. So let's meet Dr. Carl.
At Relive, we believe that how we make our products is just as important as what goes into them. That's why we manufacture in near pharmaceutical conditions, setting the gold standard for the nutrition industry. It all starts with selecting the best ingredients based on the latest research from the most reputable suppliers. Once an ingredient arrives at Relive, it must have a certificate of analysis documenting that it meets Relive standards. We then conduct our own tests for quality and purity before releasing ingredients to be used in our formulas. When all ingredients are approved, products are prepared, checked, and rechecked to ensure absolute accuracy. During manufacturing, our team pulls random samples for additional quality checks. After production, we release the product only after a final round of testing. Finally, we ship the product immediately upon receipt of the order. Our families take these products. We wouldn't give them anything but the best. And that's the same way we feel about everyone who takes Relive products around the world. When it says Relive on the can, you can be sure you're giving your body the safest, most effective nutritional supplements available today.
Okay, so that's Dr. Carl. Now, your health equals your genetics plus your lifestyle, but what if you could have influenced both of them? This is where Relive is really standing out from the crowd. Relive is pioneering in the area of nutritional epigenetics. In fact, Relive is the only nutritional epigenetics company on the planet. Now, just to put it into perspective so you guys know the impact of epigenetics, your epigenome acts like a dimmer for lights, controlling which genes are used and when they're used and how they're used. And Relive have, through their science team and through Dr. Galvez, who's part of the science team, have discovered a naturally occurring peptide which is in the soybean called lunasin, which is the first ever nutritional ingredient to be shown to impact the body at the epigenetic level to promote optimal health. There's been shown to have benefits like cholesterol management, inflammation reduction, antioxidant benefits, improved immunity. There's been over 50+ studies, and it's growing, all done on the benefits of lunasin. The actual ingredient itself has literally been taking the scientific community by storm, and our scientists have been sought after to explain why we're getting the results that we're getting with our products because of the influence of lunasin. And so let's find out exactly what Lunarich is, which is the brand name for the soy powder which is rich in lunasin.
This is the story of you. Who you are started with DNA inherited from your mum and dad. Your DNA makes up your genome, the genetic blueprint that makes you, you. Turns out there's a higher level of complexity called the epigenome. Here's how it works. As you go through life making choices, your epigenome adds genetic tags to your DNA. These tags act like a dimmer for lights, controlling which genes are used, when they are used, and how much they are used. Good lifestyle choices turn healthy genes on and unhealthy genes off. While bad choices do just the opposite.
Would you like fries with that?
With misplaced epigenetic tags leading to serious health problems. Think of it this way. Who you are is written in both pen and pencil. Things written in pen you can't change. That's DNA. But things written in pencil you can. That's epigenetics. So what if there was a simple way, proven way, to turn good genes on and bad genes off? and improve upon the genetic code your parents left to become your best possible you. And even pass on those healthy epigenetics to your kids. Meet Lunacin, the epigenetics superfood.
Lunacin is the first dietary ingredient identified to affect gene expression through an epigenetic mechanism of action. Now, Lunacin can come in, it can actually bind to the histones. And when it does that, then it allows the cellular machinery to recognize that it needs to turn on the gene. It has been shown to have numerous health benefits, and that includes immune response, even some antioxidant effects, inflammation, and general cellular health. LunaRich maximizes the amount of bioactive lunacin found in Relieve products. You can't control the DNA you have, but you can control the genes through lifestyle choices.
With Lunacin, you can take your health to a whole new level.
So there you have it, guys, Lunacin, and that is the impact that we are having with our products. Lunacin is literally a game changer, and it is having so many different health benefits, and they're literally just touching the tip of the iceberg in regards to what Lunacin can actually do. But we're also talking about essential nutrition. You can see that we have the Now and the Classic. You can see the Now that's enriched with LunaRich powder. The Classic is the original formula that was developed by Dr. Theodore, and that will never change. That the integrity of that product is going to be the same as when he created it. But they are literally sister products, and that's the basic nutrition. It's a complete range of nutrients in just 2 shakes a day, basically. Vitamins, minerals, select herbs, phytonutrients, which are just plant nutrients. There's no animal products in there. No more mixing and matching of bottles of vitamins. It's just really nutrition made simple. Products are halal, they are kosher, they are vegan, vegetarian. Anybody can take these products. Yeah. We also talk about LunaRich C, which is, again, LunaRich is the brand name for that Relief has given for LunaRich powder. But we have also concentrated the LunaRich into an encapsulated form, which is called LunaRich C. It is the most concentrated version of Lunacin available on the market today. It optimizes Lunacin in an amazing way. And when you take that in conjunction with the other products, it literally boosts all the benefits of the other products. And so it was launched last October in Europe, and the results coming back are absolutely amazing. Cholesterol, all kinds of conditions, they've been getting impacted by, well, the body has been empowered to deal with those things because of what is getting through the Relief products. We also have a weight management program called Slimplicity. It's a comprehensive lifestyle plan with cutting-edge ingredients. It's got nutrients that your body needs to thrive. Weight management in a safe and healthy way. Again, there's one thing to lose weight, it's another thing to lose weight healthily. And one of the reasons why people don't go through the diet, the yo-yo factor with Simplicity, is because they're getting so much nutrients in there, so their body don't feel starved of nutrients. So when they come off the diet, as long as they continue to live healthily and exercise and don't go crazy with the calories, they should keep it off. So we've also got targeted solutions to meet specific needs. We have the Kids Now product at the bottom, which comes in vanilla and chocolate. It's got omegas in there, which is brain food for the children. It's got slightly different balances for the children, but it's all the nutrients that the child needs as it's growing up. We have the Fiber Store, which is a very, very powerful product. A lot of soluble and also insoluble fiber. Again, guys, it's really it's got all the antioxidants that you need to fight off the free radicals. It's got the soluble fiber, helps with the blood and the liver function. Insoluble fiber helps obviously with the digestive tract, but it's a very powerful product. In fact, the average order in Europe is Classic or Now, Energize, and Fiber Store. And then we have the Energize, which comes in orange and lemon. People call it Energize like it's energy. It's actually Energize, and what it is a hydration vehicle. And when you take it as part of the basic nutrition, it prepares the body for the nutrition in the other products, which causes you to get greater absorption of the other products. as a standalone product, if you're taking it, if you're going to the gym, it would actually keep you hydrated while you're training, and also it will help with any muscle pulls or anything like that when you're warming down. So it's a very powerful product, and it is patented as well. So these are the products. But what I'm going to do now, as I stop screen share for a second, I've asked a few people, a couple of people, to come on board just to share their story. So I'm gonna first of all unmute Zinette. For some reason, guys, you guys can only see my picture, so it may be a good thing. But I'm gonna unmute Zinette so she can share her health story. So 1 second. Hi Zinette, are you there? Zinette, you may have to unmute yourself, I'm afraid, because it's...
Yeah. Hi, Jason.
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, could you share your health story, please?
Yeah, hi, Jason, and good evening, everyone. My name is Zinat Sayed. I'm from Harrow, Middlesex. My background is in alternative medicine, and the last few years I've been working in the charity sector. My illness started in my late teenage life when I contracted a flu virus called a parvovirus, from which I never recovered. And the doctors called it chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME, and there was no cure, they told me. From day to day, I'd have little or no energy, a lot of pain in my body, very, very poor concentration, very poor memory, and from time to time I would lose my vision for up to an hour at a time. I tried other therapies and only progressed up to 50%, and it was only through colonic irrigation I found out that I wasn't even absorbing the vitamin pills that I had for several years. When I first took the products, I experienced an increase in 70% in energy in the first month. I continued, my pain drastically reduced, my concentration improved, my memory improved. My husband now says I even remember useless information, and I have no further loss of vision since I've been taking the products. So really is my best friend, Jason.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm just going to mute you back out, and I'll get you back in to share your your business story a bit later. So thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna unmute Zufat. So I'll unmute your camera, and if you could sort of like unmute yourself and share your story, please. Can you? Are you there, Zu? Zufat, if you unmute your microphone, that'll be brilliant.
Hi, Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Zulfat, and I'm from Coventry. It's 2 years ago whereby Relief came to our life, and we've been introduced by a friend of ours, and she told me how it's helping so many people in healthy. And at that time, my husband was struggling with stomach ulcer for more than 15 years. So since I married him, I know he has so much problem. Well, and he ended up to go to hospital. He tried so many things. He was in medication, like 8 tablets a day, and the medicine he was taking was giving him so stress. So he was actually losing weight and hair. So he was in really bad condition, and then I was so excited to hear the story, and I was expecting. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that much, because being ill for 15 years, you know, it's not easy to get something which can help. So he's starting. I was advising him. I was to taking this product. I was made for him, and we started taking together. I was just giving him a company, and within a few days he started to see amazing results, like his sleeping and energy. And in 2 months, less than 2 months, he was able stopping to take any medicine he was taking it. So today he's very healthy. We never go back to the hospital, and in general, I didn't have any health issue myself, but now I'm so energetic. I feel better. I'm sleeping better. I feel like I'm getting younger. I'm looking younger more than before. So it's just an amazing. And me and all my family, we are taking Relief, and Relief it's more than our best friends. Thank you, Jason.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Zoo. And like I said, I'll unmute you a bit later for you to share your business story. So if I just mute you out again, and I'm going to now try and unmute Anne-Marie. I know we were having problems with Anne-Marie earlier on, but hopefully we might be able to, or maybe have to get Anne-Marie on the line. Anne-Marie, are you able to unmute your line? Okay, I know that we were having some problems with getting Anne-Marie on earlier on. So what I've done as a contingency, I've just got a couple of other health stories to show you very quickly. Then I'll take you through the second half. So bear in 1 second. I'll just go back onto screen share.
So in 2009, I got very sick. I was covered with psoriasis and eczema. And in October, I was diagnosed with a brain condition called vasculitis. It's inflammation of the blood vessel. I was deaf from the right ear. I developed tinnitus. And I had a severe headache. I was tired all the time. I was taking supplements because I had digestive issues. I wasn't working properly, and I used an air purifier all the time.
Before Relive, I'd been sick for 27 years. Started with a compromised immune system that progressed into autoimmune disorders. And so when I started on Relive, I couldn't walk without help. I couldn't talk properly. My hair was falling out. I had complications. I had no feeling in my head on my right side. And everything I did hurt. It felt like muscle pain.
I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I was a helicopter flight mechanic. And during that time, I made 2 trips to Vietnam. And I brought back Agent Orange cluster headaches. They were diagnosed by the VA. They gave me pills and told me to go away. And I've done that for 30 years.
I was very good in control, so I was on a listening part to basically device that was automatic. I have tried many remedies. I tried herbs, I took out chip, but never and within 2 days of taking the product, I noticed a significant change in my blood sugar. And a week later, the symptoms that I that was my testimony because I believe I was able to get to the end and the sometimes. I was taking the kind of meditation and just skills and I was doing well. The doctor wanted to with me. I studied on nutrition, and in February 2010, it was very progressive. But today, I got my health back. I have my skin is 98% symptom-free of psoriasis and eczema. I got my skin back on my ear. I don't have any more headaches. I feel great. So within 3 months on these products, I had help with headaches. I had help with the digestive issues. Need the air purifier anymore. I haven't used it in 8 years. I have 4 children today. Had one 6 months ago. And you could not take these products.
The doctor said there was nothing they could do for me, and that I'd be in a wheelchair by the time I was 45 to 50 and bedridden at some point. I started on Relive. I had no hope to ever have a quality of life again, and in 3 months, I was pain-free for the first time in 17 years. I have no memory of what it felt like to have a pain-free day, and I was healthier than I'd been in 27 years. And I even lost 40 pounds with the help of Simplicity. So I love my Relive shakes, and I could never be.
9.5 years ago, Relive came in our life. I said, okay, lady, I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you 4 months and try what I want to do. So in that first 4 months, I did have 4 more headaches, but they weren't as bad as they were for 30 years. Now I've been on the products 9.5 years, and I ain't had a headache in like 8.5 years. It's pretty awesome.
There you have it, guys. Guys, I know there was some problems with the sound on that video, but hopefully you were able to get the gist of what was happening with those guys' personal testimonies. I'm just going to quickly go back out of screen share because I may have not unmuted one of the speakers, so bear with me a second. Right, hopefully that has sorted that problem out. Let me go back into the screen. Well, guys, what I'm going to share with you now is what can happen to somebody if they use Relive as a vehicle to take back their finances, because we have something powerful. Think about it for a second. If you were the only person with a well in the middle of a desert, you would be in a pretty strong position to be developing an income. Well, that's exactly what we have with these products. These are premium rate nutrition that allows the body to fix itself through its own physiology. And so there's many people now, I tell you now, the financial burden on the household sometimes is far more prevalent than the health issue. That's why you have people that will go to work when they're sick. I mean, how many of you on this webinar know somebody that will actually go to work when they're sick? Because even though they're sick, they still have to pay their bills. They still have to make sure the kids go through school. They still have to make sure there's food on the table. And so a lot of times people are looking at the financial pressures rather than even their health. That's why many people work themselves into a grave, not realizing that when they die, the company will still run without them. And so we are offering somebody a solution that they can actually address two areas which they struggle with the most: health and finances. The wellness industry isn't just people who are sick trying to get better. The wellness industry is also people who are healthy and they're also trying to stay that way. If you just think about it for a second, in the last 10 years, how many healthy living programs, gyms, Chinese medicine, holistic living, all these things that have sprung up over the last 10 years? It's because of the growth of the wellness industry. It's a massive growth industry. It is basically a £1 trillion industry already. We're also talking about direct sales. Direct sales is if you've ever recommended a book or a movie or a restaurant to anybody and that person went away and bought that product or service, you've actually been involved in the industry already. The only difference is you didn't get paid, but somebody did get paid. So if you can get involved with a strong company within these two industries, then you can maximize what you're doing. And that's why, like you see it here, it says an answer for what people are looking for: better health, but also better finances as well. Now, over the years, Relive understands what works and what does not work, and the leaders have come up with a system. It's called the Relive Success System. It is a systematic way of building your business. You see, this is not rocket science. This is not, the processes are simple, but building a business is never going to be easy. But the processes are simple. You are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. It's just how we work. We work very closely as teams of people. In fact, if you try to do it by yourself, the only thing I can guarantee you is frustration, because it's not designed for you to do by yourself. It's designed for you to do with a lot of help. It's a proven business model. It's not something that we hope works. It's something that we know works. It's proven. It's an established path to your success. How many of you on this webinar will go on a journey and you don't know where you're going, and you would either have with you a map with you, a sat-nav with you, or at least a compass with you? You see, you want to make sure you're not going to get lost. Well, that's exactly what you have with the Relive system. It's an established path for your success. Just as long as you stay on the path, you'll be successful. If you veer away from the path, then you cannot complain when you're not successful, because the path has been established for you. This is a business that anybody can do. The only limitations is you need to be 18 years old to come into the business. But we have people in the business who are 18. We have people in the business who are 98, and everything in between. My personal mentors in this business are 79 years old, making between 50 and 70,000 on a monthly basis. So age is no restriction. Gender is no restriction. Nobody's going to pay you any less because you're a woman, or any more because I'm a man. Yeah. Skin color, no restriction. Social background, again, no restriction. Educational background. The only thing that you need to be successful in this business is 4 key qualities. You need to have a passion, a genuine passion for helping other people, and it has to be genuine. You have to have a strong desire for changing your own finances. You have to have a good work ethic, because this is work. And you also have to be teachable, because everything that you need to know, you are going to be taught. And if you're not teachable, you will not allow yourself to be mentored, you will not be successful. But just as long as you have these 4 key qualities, then there's absolutely nothing stopping you from building this business. So how do we actually make the money? Well, we get paid 5 different ways, and I'll go through each one of them in turn, starting off with the retail profit. Now, we understand about retail because we go into shops all day long. The shop owner bought their product at a wholesale price, put their retail markup on it, sold it to us, and made their profit. Well, in the same way, anybody can come on board this business anywhere between 20 and 40%. It is completely up to the individual where they come on board. Now, if I said to you, I will pay you £20 an hour, or for the same work and effort, I will pay you £40 an hour, I'm sure the majority of people on this webinar are going to choose the £40. because most people want to get paid the most amount of money for their time commitment. Yeah. So what I'm going to do for the sake of this webinar is I'm going to deal with things from the 40% level, because I want to show you how you maximize what you're doing. So here you are again. There you are at the 40% level. You share £100 worth of product with either a friend, a neighbor, or a relative. Now, you're not limited to these people. You can share it with whoever you want to share it with. But if these products are as good as we say they are, it's only natural to want to share it with people that you love and care about. I mean, if you heard about somebody that had diabetes, for instance, and after hearing Raul's story and the testimonies, you'd want to tell them. At least you'd say to them, listen, you need to hear this information about this product based on what I heard. In fact, if you didn't want to tell them after hearing that, that kind of speaks more about your character than anything else, because most people want to share good news. Yeah? So you share £100 worth of product at that level, you're going to make £40 profit straight away. Now notice what I said here. I said share the product, not sell the product. Now, I'm not playing around with words. Obviously, I'm very aware that when that product leaves from person A to person B, it's being sold. But just to bring you back to the example I gave you earlier on, how many of you on the webinar have recommended either a good book, a good movie, or a good restaurant to anybody in your life? How many of you have done that? Yeah? The reality is, we're doing it every single day. Organizations are getting paid because of our information sharing. Yeah? So the only difference between that and this is when you share information about Relive and it's based on a personal experience and then somebody decides to buy the products, you get paid. Yeah? That's the first way we get paid. Second way we get paid is called wholesale profit. Now, what's going to happen is some of these people that you've been helping on the product, they're going to stay on the product, but they have no interest in the business, basically. They're not entrepreneurial. They don't have an interest in building a business. Not everybody's designed to be an entrepreneur, to be quite honest. I mean, if everybody was an entrepreneur, who would be serving us in McDonald's? So not everybody is designed to be an entrepreneur. But then there are going to be some other people that you're helping on the product, and they're going to want to join you in the business because they either want to help people, they have a passion for helping people, but they also have a strong desire for changing their own financial situation. Now, not everybody is going to see the business reason to join you at the 40% level, because that's a business investment. Not everybody sees the business reason to invest at that level straight away, even though many people do that, because the reality is, from a business point of view, that is the best place to come on board, but not everybody does. So let's say they come on board at the 25% level. Here it's known as fast start. They share £100 of a product, they're going to get £25. But the company always gives out 40% on everything that goes out the door. So the company understands, here you are at the 40% level, your new business partner is at the 25% level, there is a 15% difference between the two of you, so that 15% will go to you. You see, it's always the difference between your profit level and the profit level of your business partners. Remember, they chose at what level to come on board the business, but the company always gives out 40%. Now, what's going to happen is your new business partner is going to want to get from 25% to 40% as quickly as possible, because this is where they're literally leaving money on the table. Now, this is where the Relive system comes into play. Yeah, the easiest way to help you to understand the Relive system is to give you a quick analogy. You imagine I'm standing in front of a minefield. I'm following somebody that hasn't blown up. So just as long as I don't hear bang, I know that I'm safe. Then I say to you, I'm going to take you through this minefield. So when I say left, you go left. When I say right, you go right. If you follow what I'm saying to you, then both me and you, we're going to get through this thing together. If you decide to do your own thing, maybe you don't want to be mentored by me, maybe you know more, maybe you're just one of them hard-headed people that just can't be taught, you're going to try and do it yourself. But eventually, I'm going to hear bang, because you don't know where the mines are. That's the easiest way I can help you to understand the Relive system. The Relive system has got 7 elements to it. Each element is designed to grow your business. So what you're going to do is you're going to start mentoring your new business partner. And so as you do that, they're going to get more customers, more business partners. They're going to sponsor more, because sponsoring increases volumes, and volumes increase profit, as you can see there. They're going to start climbing up the various profit levels until they get to 40%. Now, once they're at 40%, they're at the same profit level as you. Now, 40 minus 40 is 0. So there's no more wholesale profit for you. But that's not actually negative. It's actually positive. You actually want to mentor your new business partner, so you're no longer getting the wholesale profit. Because what you've done is you would have created somebody at the top profit level who's happy because they're making money, so they're going to continue to build their business. But then as they continue to build their business, it opens up a third avenue of income for you, which is called override income or residual income. Now, basically, this is the income that you want to create, because this is the income that you can will onto your children, they can will onto their children. This is a legacy income that we're talking about here. But let me show you what I mean. Let's say the person who you mentored into the business was called Susan. The reality of Susan being at the top profit level would be Susan and her group doing about £2,000 worth of business. Now notice what I said here. I said Susan and her group. I did not say Susan by herself. So let me show you where that £2,000 is coming from. Any personal purchases that Susan does, any customers that Susan has, any distributors that Susan has who are not already at the top profit level, and any of their customers and distributors, all of that activity adds up to the £2,000. So as you can imagine, with a small group of people working, £2,000 is not a big figure to hit. But the company understands that Susan would not have got there without you. They also understand that you're going to continue to work with Susan. So out of company profits, they're going to pay you 8% of that £2,000, which is £160 residual recurring income. Now Susan goes away, speaks to Jim, maybe Jim's in America, gets really good results on the product, decides he wants to build a business, comes to a few meetings, signs up, gets his business to that top profit level. £2,000 going through Jim's organisation, the company's now going to give you 6% of that, which is £120. Jim goes away, speaks to Wendy. Wendy's over in Australia. Again, the system is in Australia. Guys, I want you guys to understand the power of a system. Yeah? And the easiest way to do that is to give you an example of McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the largest corporates on the planet. But the average age of the person who runs McDonald's is about 18 years old. How can 18-year-olds run one of the largest corporates on the planet? It's because McDonald's has a system. Anywhere in the world you go to McDonald's, you're going to see the same thing. The Big Mac's going to get cooked the same way. The apple pie, the large fry, the lights are going to come on, the clamps are going to come down. All the things that people do as crew members, you're going to see it. That means you could take somebody from the UK, you could bring them over to Singapore, and then they could work a shift in McDonald's because they know exactly what they're doing. Well, that's exactly with the Relief system. What Wendy does, she plugs into the system out in Australia, £2,000 going through her organisation. Company's going to give you 4% of that, which is £80. Marie in Mexico, 3%, £60. And finally, Bill. Bill may be in the UK. So what has happened from the comfort of your home, your business has gone international. It's travelled all around the world. It's come right back home. And the company's now going to give you 2% of that, which is £40. Yeah? Now, just for you mentoring one person, that person going away mentoring their own person, you created a residual income of £460 a month. Now, I'm aware that £460 is not a retirement income. But what it is a residual income. What most people earn is called a linear income. In other words, they're trading their time for somebody else's money. It doesn't matter whether or not they're a doctor, a lawyer, a consultant, an accountant, or whether or not you're just stacking shelves in your local supermarket. If you're trading your time for somebody else's money, that is a linear income. And the biggest problem with that kind of income is, guess what happens when you cannot trade the time no more? Yeah? The money stops. Think about it. How many of you on the webinar are still getting paid from a job that you used to work? I'm pretty sure not many of you. But I can guarantee you those companies are still benefiting from the productivity that happened while you were there. You see, a residual income is the most powerful form of income that you can create, because you can build a business to a level where even if you cannot trade the time no more for whatever reason, that money will still come in. So if you could create £460 by mentoring one person and you wanted to create more money for yourself, obviously the logical thing you're going to do, mentor more people. Excuse me. So let me show you what can happen when you start to leverage yourself and help other people, more than one. Because you're not limited to one person or 3 people or 10 people. You can mentor as many people as you like. But we're just going to deal with 3 people for the sake of this presentation. Let's say you mentor 3. Now, instead of just £2,000 going for your organisation, £6,000 is going for your organisation. The company is still going to give you 8% of that. That's £480. Yeah? Now, if you found 3 leaders by plugging into the Relief system, and notice what I said here. I didn't say just go out and sponsor 3 people. I said go out and find 3 leaders. You don't know how quickly you're going to find 3 leaders. You may have to sponsor 20 people before you find 3 leaders. Or you may be lucky and sponsor 5 people and find 3 leaders. Yeah, we don't know. But what we do know is that if those people found 3 leaders by plugging into the Relief system, and if they plugged into the same system you plugged into, they're going to find their own 3 leaders, which is 9 people, 18,000 going for your organization now. 6% of that is £1,080. Now, that's already £1,500 coming in residually every single month. Now, think about this. What would an extra £1,500 do for your current situation? Think about that. On top of what you currently bring in, what would an extra £1,500 come in and do for you? Well, that's what's happened already. That's more choices. That's like a holiday, or maybe a car payment, or even a mortgage. It's choices. You've got more choices than you had before. But what we're showing you here is a realistic 5-year plan. This is not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. This is a business that if you build it correctly, it will pay you for the rest of your life, but you have to build it. Yeah? Because let's say it took you 1 year to find 3 serious people that want to change their life, and it took them 1 year to find their own 3 serious people. Going down 5 years, you'd have 243 people in your team at the top profit level building a business. Yeah? But let me take you through the process for a second. 3rd level, 27 people. But now 54,000 is going for your organization. Yeah? 4% of that, £2,160. 4th level, 81 people. How many of you on the webinar could physically mentor and train 81 people by yourself? Think about it. But how many of you could actually mentor 3 people? You see, if you could mentor 3 people, it would be very, very arrogant of you to think that you could mentor 3 people, but those 3 people plugging into the same system you're plugging into couldn't mentor their own 3 people. That would be pretty arrogant. But for that reason alone, you've got 81 people in your business, building a business. 162,000 is now going for your organization. 3% of that, £4,860. On your final level, 243 people. Not only would your business be producing 486,000 on that level alone, and the company be giving you 2% of that, which is £9,720. But if these products are as good as we say they are, how many families, how many individuals do you think you're impacting in a positive way when you've got that much product going through your organization? You see, indirectly, you are helping thousands of people. But those figures don't replace each other. They're actually accumulative. So within the 5-year period, there is a potential monthly income here of £18,300 on a monthly basis. Now, normally when you mention that to people who are not used to earning those levels of income, you get a bit of skepticism. You get some people going, yeah, right. You get some people thinking, no, I don't believe that. But you know something? Most people who are negative like that, the reason why they think that way, you really can't blame them. Well, you can't blame them because the society that we live in has been conditioning us from a very early age to fail. What I mean by that is we've been schooled from a very early age that you go to school, you get a good education, you get a good job with benefits, you work the job until you're 65, then you retire, and then you get your pension. So if you speak to somebody with that mindset and you're showing them £18,000 on a monthly basis, they can't understand that. They can't comprehend that. Because to them, £18,000 is a yearly salary to most people. But you know something? You have to change the way you think. You have to have a paradigm shift in the way you think. Because if you don't change the way you think, you will never get different results. You will only ever get what you've got. Yeah? If you speak to any entrepreneur, no entrepreneur is going to put an income cap on their potential. They leave that to people who class themselves as employees. Yeah? So basically, guys, you have to understand that we have to change the way you think. Your success is going to start in between your 2 ears. Yeah, your mindset. But I know this is a big figure to try and comprehend, so let's break it down a little bit. Now, let's say 50% of all this activity did not work in 5 years' time. You're still looking at over £9,000 a month in 5 years' time. Let's say 75% of it didn't work. You are still looking at over £4,000 a month in 5 years' time. So the question that you have to ask yourself now is, what is it that you're doing today that could potentially pay you a worst-case scenario of £4,000 on a monthly basis in 5 years' time? See, something to think about. This is only the 3rd way we get paid. 4th way we get paid is called the cash bonuses and trips, and something called the Star Director Bonus Program. Now, this company are very big on sending people who are on international travel. I know people have been on 40+ trips with the company. One lady I know been on 90 trips with the company, and when they send you away 5-star. They treat you very, very well. Myself and my wife, we've had the privilege of going around international travel with the company, so I can tell you from first hand they treat you good. There are many people on this webinar tonight I know have been on international travel with the company, so they can attest to it as well. So it's not just for a few people, it's for anybody who's willing to go out and help people. They're also big on cash bonuses. In my second month in the business, I had a cash bonus of £300. I have a lady in my organisation in her fourth month in the business who had a cash bonus of £2,000. I have another lady in my organisation, second month in the business, cash bonus of £1,000, third month cash bonus of £2,000. The same lady told me when I first showed her the business how she couldn't do this because English was not her first language. She was from Burma. The same lady in 2012 got #1 in Europe in November 2012, cash bonus £4,500. So, and it's not just women. So I got a guy in my organisation called Samuel in his second month in the business, cash bonus of £2,000. The reason why I mention those figures to you is because that month they were the ones getting the cash bonus, not me. This is not somebody at the top making all the money while someone at the bottom is doing all the work. This is the person who's the most productive is going to make the most amount of money. And isn't that how it should be? That's the most fair structure to have. But where it gets really interesting, guys, is this star director bonus. Because the company say when you've mentored 3 people to the top profit level, the 8% will turn to 9%, the 6 to 7, 4 to 5, 3 to 4, and 2 to 3. Then they say when you've mentored 6 people to the top profit level, they're going to add another percentage going all the way down. And finally, when you've mentored 10 people to the top profit level, they will add another % going all the way down. Now I want you to look at £9,720. How much do you think that figure will change when instead of you getting 2% of 486,000, you're now getting 5%? Guys, that figure turns to £24,300. You could literally triple your income just on the Star Director bonus by itself. Yeah. Final way we get paid is called the Ambassador Program. And the reason why the company came up with the Ambassador Program was because people were building checks to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus thousand a month. And the company didn't want people to retire simply because of the levels of income they were making, but they wanted those people to stick around to raise up the upcoming distributors. So they came up with the Ambassador Program. So as an ambassador, any one of those countries where there are distributors that need to be mentored and trained, the company will fly you out to that country, pay for you to do your training, pay for your flight, your accommodation, all your expenses, and they will fly you home. You see, they understand that you have the ability to do it because you've done it, and they want to pay you for your knowledge. Yeah. There's more cash bonuses as an ambassador. You're part of a global profit pool at this point. There's a car allowance program, a health insurance program, a jewelry program incorporating Rolex watches and rings and bracelets and all kinds of nice stuff like that. Yeah, it's quite a lucrative program in itself. But what I really want you guys to understand is this company truly believe in a principle known as sowing and reaping. They understand if they invest in individuals' lives, not only those individuals going to grow, but the company overall is going to continue to prosper. So they will pay you for that. Now this is the second to last slide, but before I talk about this slide, I'm just going to get somebody else to come back on and share their health story. So hopefully this will work fine. I'll stop screen share, get back. I think I will start off with you, Zufat. If you can just share your business story, that would be absolutely brilliant. Let me see if I can unmute you. Are you there, Zu?
Hi, Jason. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Brilliant.
Okay, good. Hi, everyone. I'm Zulfa again, and from Coventry. After we had an amazing results from the products, we starting share this information with people. We starting, I couldn't keep quiet. I started shared with the family, friends, and before we come to realize our business started to grow. And this is because the people that are taking relief products, when they have a result, they starting share with other, and that is how the business started. And within 4.5 months, our business go to different country, and we're able to become an ambassador. That means we're helping many people in terms of health and finance. So that was really, really good. And 6 months, I was able to quit my job and stay home full-time mom. And we also able to travel with this company. We've been to, I've been to national, international holiday. I've been places like Orlando, Florida, Costa Rica. I had fantastic holiday, all paid with the company, and 5-star hotel. It was just an amazing, I can't really describe. And today is 2 years in the business, and we're still building around our family, and our highest income so far from the company, we had around 4,500 in a calendar month, including bonuses as well. So and what we do, we just keeping changing people's life, you know, to see someone come back and say thanks to you, you know, you can't compare with anything, you know, when you see other people's health, they keep change, you know. So that is just an amazing, and that is my story, Jason.
Excellent. Well, Zupa, thank you very much for coming on and sharing. I really appreciate that. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get Anne-Marie on. I really want Anne-Marie to be able to come on. Anne-Marie, if you're able to unmute your line. I'm determined to get Anne-Marie on. Anne-Marie, while you're trying to do that, I'm gonna unmute Zinette. If you can't do it, Anne-Marie, I'll try and get you on again in a couple of weeks. But I really want you to share your story on this webinar. But let me just go to Zinette. Hi, Zinette, if you can unmute your line, if you could just share your business story, please. Zinette, you have to unmute your microphone. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Still can't hear you, Zinette. Okay, I think we are having some technical problems tonight because I've got Zinette on earlier on, but we can't get her on tonight. Okay, no worries. I've got on standby anyway, as I normally do, a couple of business stories to share. So let me just go back into screen share. I'll just mute. Yeah, I'll just go back into screen share. Sorry about this, guys, but sometimes technology does try to beat you up, but you do have to have a contingency. So I've got that contingency available. So bear me 1 second. Here we go.
Went to the conference in Paris, and I'm really, really excited. So I'll always build this business.
Hi, my name is Nadia Reno. I'm 34 years old, and I love to be in Relief. I want to share what Relief does in our life. We had a lot of tremendous trouble at the healthy area in our family, and Relief really helped us. We had great results. And that's the reason why I couldn't stop talking about that stuff. It was like little butterflies in my belly. I had to talk about them. First of all, I only reserved half an hour a day because we had 2 children. And well, I thought, let's give it a chance. After 1 year roundabout, I earned 1,500 euros with Relay. And that's the point where my husband was getting very excited and very interested in what I'm doing the whole day.
We decided to give Relief a chance in our life to work together, do it as a family project. And you know, when you're working together, it's much more fun and it's better. So 5 more months doing together the business, not full time. We still had our boys. I still have my own small business. We reached a level which allowed us to live only from what Relief was paying us. So this is 2.5 years ago now. Now it means for us we have a very good lifestyle. There's enough money left at the end of the month that sometimes we can save more money than before we were earning. So this is something very special for me as a man of numbers and the family dad too. We can do it together. We can homeschool our boy because we have the time freedom too. Yeah, and we love what we are doing. It touches you when you reach people and we help people financially in the health way to live better. This is something we enjoy.
What's your highest level? What's your highest form of income today?
We had several months with more than 9,000 euros. So in Austria, this is a good one.
There you go, guys. I'm going to stop it there. There are a few more business stories there, but I want to really just wind up the presentation and just really hit home with you, because this second to last slide here says experiencing life on your own terms. Now, only you know whether or not you're experiencing life on your own terms or not. I know that if you're working a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, you're experiencing your life on somebody else's terms, because they're telling you when to come in and when to go, and how many holidays you can take, how many sick days you can have, how much you're worth actually. Because when somebody says they're going to pay you 40,000 a year, or 50,000 a year, or 30,000 a year, they're actually saying that's how much you are worth. But you may be thinking, well, no, I think I'm worth a lot more than that. Well, it's time to experience life on your own terms, because if you ask any child when they're younger, what they want to achieve. They're going to give you some big goals like brain surgeon or astronaut or pilot or some kind of big goal. But then when you track that child as it grows up and as it travels through life, life gets in the way and they start getting beaten down to the left and beaten down to the right. Then they start listening to all the negative voices around them, people telling them they're never going to achieve, they're never going to do this, stick at this thing, you're only good for that, you're only good for this. And they start believing somebody else's opinion about them. And so then that child then gets to the stage where it's got that child is now grown up and got their own life and got their own children, but they're in survival mode. So the money comes in and the money goes out. It comes in again, it goes out again. And sometimes there's even more months than there is money. And so that child, that adult now, is now saying, listen, I need to survive. If I need some more money, I need to go back to my boss and ask him if he'll give me more time. So they're trading even more time for their boss's money because they need more money. And then that's taking them away from their family who really wants them to be around. Yeah, and so it's really that survival mode. Yeah, they just fall into the whole system, 9 to 5. Worst time of the week is on Monday morning. Yeah. In fact, they say that most heart attacks happen on a Monday morning when people are going to work. Yeah. Best time of the week, Friday afternoon, because they've got the whole weekend to look forward to. Worst and most depressing time of the week is a Sunday evening, because they got work on Monday morning. And they're doing that week in and week out, year in and year out. Work the job till they're 65, retire, get their pension, then they realize they can't actually survive on their pension, so then they have to get a part-time job to supplement their pension. I mean, you tell me, guys, does life have to be like that? I personally don't think it does have to be like that. But you are a sum total of your choices. You are where you are today because of the choices that you made up until this point. Wherever you're going to be 5 years from now, it's going to be because of those same choices that you make from this point. Well, there are 3 types of people that will see a presentation like this. There's the type of person that looks at the information, says the products sound really good, but the business is just not for me. And if that is where you're at, that's absolutely fine. Everybody has the right to make that choice. But I'm sure that most people would agree with me when I say most people either want to look younger, live longer, or be healthier. Yeah? So the products are very relevant. I mean, worst case scenario, you get your money back. Best case scenario, you take something that's going to impact your life. Or maybe you're thinking about 4 or 5 people you know needs these products. Well, you may want to be a distributor. You get enough product for about 4 people. You can take a set yourself, which is important. You need to be a product of the product. Yeah, but then you can take the other 3, share the other 3 sets and start making some money. Or you're on the webinar tonight. You didn't know what to expect. Somebody invited you to come and view the webinar, and you came and you saw and you heard. And you saw, and you're seeing this as a way out. You're seeing this as a way to change your circumstances. You may be in a job already that you're getting money from, but you're feeling overworked and underappreciated. Or you may be working in the caring sector where you don't actually feel you're being remunerated for the money that you're making. And you're ready to do something significant. You're ready to leave a legacy. You're ready to go after your life goals. And you say, I'm ready to do this. I'm teachable. I'm ready. I've got a good work ethic. I'm not going to take for granted that this is just going to happen. I realize I need to put the effort in, but I'm willing to do that. And I want to maximize my income for my time commitment. Well, if that is where you're at, without a shadow of a doubt, you need to look at Master Affiliate. It's where you open up all 5 avenues of income for yourself. All the international travel, all the cash bonuses are only available to you once you're at that Master Affiliate level. But any decision to join Relive is a good one. So what I'm going to do in the last couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you what it takes to come on board the business, and then you can get back to the person who invited you on this webinar, and you can tell them where you see yourself coming on board. Because there are literally 3 entry points into the business, a top level, a middle level, and a bottom level. So I'll go through each one of them in turn. Top level is known as Master Affiliate. Like I've said, that's where you're maximizing what you're doing. Now, you can build up to Master Affiliate, or you can invest straight away at the Master Affiliate. Now, it is a business investment, and if you wanted to invest straight away at the Master Affiliate, that's an initial investment here of $27.95. Now, most people who come on board at this level, they're going to stick it on some kind of vehicle like a Visa, MasterCard, some kind of business loan of some sort. Now, normally when you mention that to people who are not used to doing business, the first thing that pops into their head is, uh-oh, debt. And the reason why most people think that way is because, unfortunately, most people have been conditioned to get into debt using credit. So if you look and see what the average person spends their credit on, you'll see cars or computer equipment or plasma screens or the new kitchen, all these things that are designed to lose you money. The only people that are winning in those scenarios are the credit card companies because of compounded interest. But there is a big difference between a good debt and a bad debt. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you buy a house for 180,000. Effectively, you put yourself in 180,000 pounds worth of debt over 25 years because of your mortgage. But if you sold that house 2 years down the line, say for 240,000, you'd have actually made 60,000 pounds on a 180,000 pound debt. That means that was a good debt. You buy a car for 17,000, try and sell it 2 years down the line. You'll be lucky if you get 9,000 for it. Cars are bad debts all day long. So if you're going to use credit let the credit make you money, not lose you money. The reason why the master affiliate order is classed as a good debt, because built into that master affiliate order is a retail profit, £1,278. That's the money you get on top of your investment. The reason why it's more fluid to stick it on a card is because most of these card companies are going to give you an interest-free period of anywhere between 12 to 15 months before they charge you any interest at all. They're also going to give you a gardening period. It's basically just a period of time before you have to make your first payment. That's normally between 30 to 60 days. So if somebody wants to do this, and I would only encourage somebody to do this if they were serious. This is not for somebody who's looking at some kind of get-rich-quick scheme, or somebody who thinks that the products are just going to grow legs and walk out of their house by themselves. This is for somebody who recognizes they have to put the effort in, but they're willing to do it. They're willing to learn what they need to learn, go out and help as many people as they can, and really follow a simple system, and eventually help a lot of people travel the world, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of new friends. That's for you. Yeah, because we will work with you to an 8-week plan. Because you could be in a position within 8 weeks where you've paid off your money, made your profit, even before you've had to make your first payment because of that 30 to 60 days. So all you really did do is juggle credit, which is what business people understand. Business people understand about other people's money. Yeah. But even if it took longer than the 8 weeks, your business would still always pay for itself from day one. Because those same card companies say that the minimum monthly payment is anywhere between 2.5 to 3% of the outstanding balance. So basically, on that master affiliate order, you're looking at about £84 a month. But everybody who starts on our product starts on the same basic nutrition, classic or now with Energize, retail delivered to your door, £64. So when you got your first 2 customers, that's £128, which is more than the £84 you'd have to pay back. Now let me ask you a question. If you're going to be a serious business builder with Relive, you're going to have more than 2 customers, aren't you? So your business will always pay for itself from day one. But the company don't leave it like that either. The company say for whatever reason a person wants to leave the business within a 12-month period, the company will actually buy back the whole investment at 90%. So the 10% is just a restocking fee. So there's a very minimum risk, even if somebody decides to come on board at this level. Yeah. From a momentum point of view, like I said earlier on, we work as a team. No, we're going to be working with you, speaking with people for you, with you. Some of these people are going to buy product from you straight away. Some of these people are going to join your business straight away. Others are going to go away, do their research and their due diligence. Others are going to turn around and say, it's not for me. So let's say in your second month in the business, because of all the activity we've been doing, let's say 4 people decide to make that business decision and join you at the master affiliate level. Well, basically, because of the level of volume going through your business in your second month alone, the company will potentially kick over a bonus check to you of anywhere between £500 to £2,000 that is only available to you at the master affiliate level. So that's why I said from a business point of view, you're maximizing your income for your time commitment when you do that. Now everybody does do that though. So let's say you come on board at the next level down, which is Fast Start. That's the 25% level, anywhere between £195 to £200. You get enough product for about 4 people, so you can take a set yourself and share the other 3 sets and start making some money. You still get the 90% buyback. Think about this. In a whole year, you can't sell 4 sets of product with all of the support and training you're getting. The company will just buy it back from you anyway. So it's a no-brainer. You're not risking by coming on board the business. Yeah, we'll still work with you to the same 8-week plan, but now the difference is to get you from 25% to 40% within 8 weeks. Because the reality is, until you're 40%, you're not maximizing what you're doing. And we want you to maximize what you're doing. Also, we want you to have a strong business story so that when your friends and family or people speaking to you say, well, what did you do? And how quickly did you do it? You've got something strong to say to them. Yeah. And then the final entry point into the business is where you are a retail distributor. From a business point of view, not the smartest move to make. Reason why I say that, you don't get any product, you just get your distributor kit signed up into the system. It's 20% level, £28. But if you wanted to get to the next level up, you would have to do £350 worth of business volume in 1 calendar month, which would move you from the 20% level to the 25% level. But the thing is, if you came on board as a fast start, you'd already be at the 25% level for between £195 to £200. So you're literally saving yourself over £100 by coming on board as a fast start rather than coming on board at the bottom. And that's why I said from a business point of view, not the smartest move to make, but I do have to mention it because it is an entry point into the business. So there you have it, guys. This is the presentation. What you need to do now, guys, is you need to get back to the person who invited you on this webinar, and you need to say to them what you liked about what you saw and where you see yourself getting started. Because, guys, we are literally having an impact on people all over the world with these products. We are the only nutritional epigenetic company on the planet. We are setting the standard for the nutritional industry. We have a business that is changing people's lives for the people that are willing to work the business. This is not some kind of lottery ticket that you just take your ticket and hope it works. There is a system in place that if you plug into the system, do the activity, you will make money. So get back to the person who invited you on the call, on the webinar. Tell them what you liked about what you saw. If you decide to join us in this journey to nourish our world, there's a massive team of people. We work upline, we work crossline. The culture of Relive is that all boats rise with the tide. So you're going to meet some phenomenal people in the business. But again, as always, it is my pleasure to have been able to come tonight and share this information with you. I know we have some technical issues. You can't even see me through my camera's not working. But you know something? Even when technical issues try to fight you down, it still cannot change the information that we're sharing. So it's been my pleasure tonight to share this information with you. Get back to the person who invited you on the webinar, and welcome to Relive International. Take care, guys. Good night.